his first message is this. He is not going to explain about himself. But after explaining himself, oh, I am the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let's people ask them, oh, show us some miracles, show us some things which we can believe on you. We believe on you. Let's, oh, you are okay, exactly the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But everywhere in every story, all messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, different stories are in the Holy Book Quran. All messengers, their first message to the people, when they convey the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the humankind, so they used to say, Nuh had firm belief in the oneness of God. So that's why the different, Ya qawmi ibudullah, Ya qawmi ibudullah, different messenger used to say this same word. O my nation, believe on oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the same thing is here by the Nuh. The Nuh also firm the beliefs on the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and preach Islam. Meaning also ask the people. The Nuh treat the people the both way, verbally and with the examples. But the people, they denied to believe on the Nuh as a messenger. So the early preaching of the messenger Nuh was praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consistently, and he urged his people to do same. Every messenger, as I told you before, he is a sample for the people. What he do? Just his life is going to be show the people what I am doing, let's follow me on the same way. So that's why for the true Muslim, if we are 100% going to believe on the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the guidance of Holy Book Quran, our whole life, our walking style, our sitting style, our talking style, our eating, this whole thing is going to be, as we can say, the quiet preaching to the other people, those they don't believe on religion Islam. When we have the sincerely and 100% belief on the same and the original guidance, which is here consistently, and he urged his people. The Nuh was himself believing on the oneness of God, and he urged his people to do same. Let's also, he didn't ask him for the wealth. He didn't ask him to, oh, let's come and join with this ceremony and that ceremony. He just asked him what I am going to do. I am just believing on the oneness of God, and he urged his people to do same. This is the verse of Holy Book Quran, which means, oh my people, worship God. You have no other God but Him. I fear for you the punishment of a dreadful day. He also warned them. At a time when Nuh was preaching to his people, and he realized from their behavior, oh, they are not going to believe on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the laterally verses, the few verses is before, like this verse is before, then the other verses after preaching after Nuh, in a Holy Book Quran. It is not mentioned in the Holy Book Quran as a step-by story. But this one is before then his preaching. And laterally Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he preached again to the people, guide them again to his own way. So then again they quoted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, quoted there the preaching of the messenger Nuh, what he preached to the people. And before, if somewhere Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned the people, so the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be quoted there the some of the previous nation, those they were warned by the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they have not stopped, they have not refrained from that type of the sins, so let Allah punish them. So even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even guide the human being in the Holy Book Quran. So then when guide them and warn them, so there Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the some clue of the previous nation. So here also the Nuh firm his belief on the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, warn his tribe of the punishment they would face if they did not mend their ignorant way. Why? Because if they would not faith, if they did not mend their ignorant way, means if they will be not come to